Hi and welcome. We are Bleeding Tree Gaming. I'm Amy, aka Warp Fiend, and with me I have my two co-hosts.
Hey up.
Howdy.
And today we're going to be going on a quick rundown of all the previews that we're going to be seeing at Warhammer Fest with some of our predictions. So
very exciting.
Yeah, this should be good. Obviously, 10th edition 40k is the big thing. We should be seeing that whole box if the release schedules we've been told are right.
Oh god, yeah. What I want to know is what's in it, how much is it going to cost, and when can I get it?
Well, we'll get on to that in a bit. Also, we've got coming up the Cities of Sigmar army reveal. That's obviously something people have wanted for a while. The classic kind of Empire range getting a new look. And talking of that, we're also getting what should be our first proper models from the old world. Looking forward to those too.
Oh, definitely.
Yep, and Underworlds and Warcry, there have been some leaks as to what's coming, so we'll discuss that too. Without any further ado, let's get into it then. So first off is the big one. 40k starts Saturday at 9 AM. They're going to show the whole launch box content.
They have
basically.
to, yeah.
Yeah, we hear it's coming out in May or June or something. I can't remember the exact date, but yeah, it's certainly not very long after Warhammer Fest that we'll see it.
It'll be interesting to see what's in the box and what shows up later, because that was something that happened with the other two. The trailer had a bunch of stuff, and a bunch of it was in the box, but not all of it.
No, well, the previous trailer had Sister Battle and Militarum in it, and they weren't in the main box.
We didn't see those. We saw Militarum later in the edition, and a couple of upgrades for Sisters. But yeah, 9th edition, we had a big box at launch, and then it was replaced by 3 tiered starter boxes. So I think you're going to get fairly much the same as that. There'll be a big box that has all the stuff in, or not all the stuff, but all the stuff that is being sold in bulk as like the box contents.
Yeah.
So, and then like individual ones that just feature part of that box.
But not all of it. If I remember correctly, with Age of Sigmar 3 and 9th edition, they did the same thing. Of the launch box is equivalent. The launch box has a bunch of stuff, including a full rule book, which I don't know if that's still a thing. But then the 3 starter sets, if you bought the smallest starter set and the medium or large starter set, you would have most of what was in the launch box, but you still wouldn't have the super best friend heavy elite sprue.
Yeah, they want to save some stuff for the actual range refreshes that are going to come.
Well, what I mean is there's always something else that's not in just the starter boxes for each side.
They will want to like expand those armies at the same time, so we could be seeing more of that. But we probably will see almost all of the models that are in the launch trailer, the ones that are new. So the Screamer Killer style Carnifex is the big one for me personally, as well as the Zoanthropes, Ripper Swarms, Biovores, and Hormagaunts. And then the Space Marines had the Dreadnought with missiles and las cannons, the Flamer unit, the Apothecary, and possibly new Storm Guard veterans.
I want to jump up and say, hey, I noticed this, that at least amongst us, the Apothecary seems to be in Gravis armor.
Yeah.
Yes, it's an interesting model. I've been playing Tacticus, the 40k mobile game lately, and he reminds me of the Apothecary in that. But anyway, we might for 40k see some new Dark Angels. There's been rumoured that the Dark Angels range refresh is going to be bigger than just obviously the Lion and Azrael. But it's not going to be the focus. The focus on Saturday is going to be the new edition.
What I would love to see for chapters that aren't, I mean, hell, even for the Ultramarines, the Black Templar style upgrade box. I'd love to see them do that for the Dark Angels, Blood Angels, Space Wolves, some like specific Ultramarine stuff as well. I would love to be able to like properly customize Primaris, because Primaris up until this point, you've had the upgrade sprues, but you haven't really had as much of that flavor that the first
cool.
four Marines had for so long.
I mean, I would love to see that, but first of all, they'd better do like even the crappy like single frame upgrade sprues for Chaos Legions.
That would also be good.
Yeah, I'd love to see both of those. That'd be great. But yeah, I think mostly it's going to be 10th edition. We all know what's coming. There's going to probably be some rules. People at Warhammer Fest will almost definitely be able to play a sample of the game. But yeah, I think that's what we've got for 40k. Is there anything in particular that either of you'd like to see?
Nothing that I think is going to show up. But well, the rumor engine picture looks like a mech weapon. There's a rumor engine picture today. It looks like the mech weapon that's on the one of the orc mech weapons. It looks like one of the orc mech weapons that they've already released, so that implies it's going to be on a new model. And somebody joked about it being an orc mech on a bicycle, and that's not good enough. I want an orc mech on like a Doom wheel style thing.
I hadn't seen that yet, but
I don't think that's.
Maybe that'll be one. Maybe they'll do the trailer at the end where like, here's what's coming in 10th edition, and we see some.
Yeah, that they do that. So that's I'm curious.
That'd be good. I haven't seen.
I'm excited, but I'm not worried about any of it.
As a Chaos player, like 9th edition, my side got a ton of love in it, so I wouldn't be surprised if Chaos was on the back burner for a little bit, but I do want to see some, obviously, new Chaos models at some point.
I want to see Emperor's Children. I would love to see an Emperor's Children upgrade box, which is going to be all just like nipples and flaps. It would be glorious.
Tammy, this is Warhammer, not Kingdom Death.
This is Lanesh. Don't be so naive.
Anyway, right, that's our predictions for the 40k launch. So next up, we have the Saturday noon slot, which is covering Underworlds, Warcry, and the Middle-earth strategy battle game. So, yeah, the Underworlds, we know the next warband in the Gnarlwood is coming out. There's no indication of quite who it'll be, but we can think of maybe something kind of foresty. We haven't had Sylvaneth in a while, a couple of editions, I think.
I'd love to see some proper old school wood elves.
That would be very cool, and I think a lot of people are after those. So any ideas? Yeah.
I think the rumor that was floating around, the Crypt of Blood, it looks like the sort of thing that you get for their board game stuff, which is happening this week as well, but we're not talking about because they don't care. But then somebody on Reddit commented it looks like a starter set for Warcry or something, which is cool. So if Crypt of Blood shows up, I'll be happy.
Yeah, there were photos. Moving on to the next thing, Warcry has had 2 boxes already leaked. Now, I haven't got the photos right in front of me right now, but I thought Crypt of Blood definitely had the Warcry branding on it. And we've seen...
I mean, it could just be somebody lying, but...
Yeah.
It's always that.
There are 2 photos that look like someone has photographed genuine articles.
It's too stupid to be a fake.
The first one has Flesh Eater Courts models. We know, obviously, they're getting a book in Age of Sigmar soon. They're one of the 2 factions, I believe, that hasn't had their book this edition, which we'll get onto in the Age of Sigmar stuff. So there's this cool Seraphon temple-based scenery kit that we hadn't seen before, and Crypt of Blood featured some kind of undead scenery that looked very cool. So yeah, we're fully expected to see one or both of those at this reveals. Middle Earth, I'm a bit clueless as to what they could do. I don't think they'd release a new box set so close to the new 40k release.
Well,
but
they've only recently released the Osgiliath set.
yeah, they've just done that recently. So we're looking at some more character models, maybe some new
Maybe some
troops.
scenery.
Yeah, probably
because
scenery.
that Osgiliath set, the scenery was good, but there wasn't enough of it to simulate a city fight.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there's some more stuff they're going to be putting out for that.
Yep. Well, that's a quick run through of what we know about the what we'd call like the fantasy mini games, maybe. Although Middle Earth is it's a full game. It's just
The skirmish.
Yeah.
Middle Earth started as a skirmish game.
Yes.
It's been upgraded.
Right then, moving on. So the Sunday at noon, we have the Age of Sigmar launch. And for everyone who's excited about seeing the new Cities of Sigmar, we should probably see a decent amount of the army now. They've been teasing us with like little bits of models. We saw the obviously the basic troop types. And there's been rumours of the list of kits that we're getting, and it seems like the kind of thing we do that GW would do. So there's a general, a wizard, a witch hunter, and all those have got like named character variants. Then there's like troops, gunners, cavalry, and artillery. A new war altar, an upgrade kit for the steam tank that lets you customize the troops that are riding it, and a new ogre unit that's usable with cities are also on the list. So definitely what you'd expect from people who love the classic Empire from obviously the old world.
It does it does make me wonder if there's going to be an amount of crossover between the Age of Sigmar models and stuff coming out for the old world.
Yes. I mean, it's been confirmed that some stuff will be usable in both games.
Yeah.
Whether like the actual kind of starter kit for the old world features some of this stuff, I don't know. We'll explore a bit more when we get to the next slide. On top of that, for Age of Sigmar, we're going to see the new books, of which there's two. There's Flesh Eater Courts and there's Cities that are Cities of Sigmar that are both due. So once we've had those, that I believe, I'm not an expert, that's all the books we should be expecting in this edition of Age of Sigmar. So it'll be a narrative series of books starting after that.
Ooh! Can I point out the pattern?
Go on.
So with 8th, I think, they had a bunch of stuff, and then the Sisters of Battle showed up as their whiz-bang new army, and then they had the narrative wind down.
Mm-hmm.
That's 8th edition of 40k. With 2nd edition of Age of Sigmar, they did the same thing, except I think it was the Lumineth Realm Lords, and then we had the wind down. And now with 9th edition of 40k, we have the Votann show up, and then we do the wind down. So if Cities is the last big new thing before the wind down of Age of Sigmar 3, that's a very short timeline, but amusing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we're not. The trouble is, like, Age of Sigmar got hit a bit heavier by lockdown, where they put most of their smaller amount of resources into producing 40k stuff. We're just about getting to the end of that now, where kind of they have the full capacity working again. So I think from like the next edition of Age of Sigmar, like it should hopefully be a big increase in output for it.
I'm hoping next Age of Sigmar. No, sorry, wrong rumors. Wrong speculation.
Right. Next up, we have the two on Sunday afternoon: Horus Heresy and Warhammer the Old World. Now we'll start off with Horus
neckbeard
Heresy.
shelf.
Yep. There's no real rumors for Horus Heresy stuff yet. We know there's a lot of stuff that's coming in the future, like different marks of Marines. I'd expect those. They'd wait until there was another big box set, and we've heard no rumours of that. We have heard rumours of a new version of Epic that's set in the Horus Heresy, but I kind of would have expected that to have like a rumours, a reveal section that was just like question mark or something, rather than
they would
folded into that.
They would probably fold it in with the rest of the specialist games.
Yeah, you'd think so, or just
Yeah.
I just can't see them launching it under this window. So what that probably means is we're probably going to get some Legion specific stuff, like a character or two, maybe another tank or something.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like another Land Raider variant.
Yeah, it seems about right, because I think what they're going to want to put most focus on is obviously the old world, which is getting really hyped at the minute. It is time that we will finally see some models at this event. It's got to be. We've waited long enough. They're probably not going to show a full starter set. They're going to space that a bit away from 40k 10th, but we should see something substantial.
Yeah, I mean, the starter set is quite clearly going to be Bretonnians versus Tomb Kings.
Well, the rumours have it that the first starter set is going to be Empire versus Orcs and Goblins.
Really?
And they've shown us this to show that they are working on those factions that people love. Apparently it's Empire, Orcs and Goblins, Kislev, Chaos, and then you get Tomb Kings and Bretonnians.
Yeah.
That's the rumours anyway.
Yeah.
There will also be re-releases of previous starter boxes, Island of Blood and Battle for Skull Pass, which are great models. I can
Island.
see...
If those two came out, I would just buy them. But I haven't heard. The only thing I've heard about them is when I was wishing in the chat with you guys that they were being re-released. So you're.
Yeah, me and Tammy split Island of Blood before, although I didn't end up painting the Skaven half. I ended up giving it to my brother.
Yeah, I've still got the High Elves.
Yeah,
but I did. Yeah, I didn't get round to painting them up because they didn't really have much of a place in AOS, especially as AOS sort of plodded along.
So you split this box, but neither of you painted it.
It was re-released, and it was like, I do love Skaven.
Okay.
But
I did start painting it. It just went on the back burner because other stuff was more pressing. But what I really want is an army of high elves and an army of dwarves. That's what's going to make me happy.
They were not in the release schedule. Neither of those factions were. So, like, they're obviously going to be coming down the line at some point.
Yeah.
But it seems like, Empire versus Orcs and Goblins is going to be the first box. So we'll see if that holds true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose it if they keep ignoring Skaven. If someone's like, but no one else is selling anything like Skaven, so why should we?
Skaven for Age of Sigmar 4.0. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Anyway, so moving on, we have the final one, and this is a bit of a mystery because Gallo Fall, as you know, was the final Kill Team box in the Gallo Dark setting. So we're going to see a whole new setting for Kill Team to go along with 10th edition 40k.
You know what I think's going to happen?
What's that?
Well, have you seen the trailer? So this is why I think it, even though I really am only thinking of it just now, or I'm only putting it together just now, we've all seen the trailer for 10th edition where they're fighting in the jungle, where they're fighting lots of things in the jungles.
Yep.
So Kill Team in the jungle.
That would work quite well with.
If only there was like an Imperial Guard group that fought in the jungle.
Catachans versus Gene Stealers.
Catachans either.
But we haven't had any like Catachan heroes released in the last 5 years, have we?
Yeah. Just
a few. Yes, I reckon a new Catachan squad alongside fighting against Gene Stealers and a brand new Gene Stealer kit with some like biomorph upgrades with it.
I mean, I think I think with the Catachan, it's gonna need to be a new one. An upgrade sprue just isn't really gonna cut it.
No,
no,
I
they
would.
can't upgrade.
Okay, my conspiracy theory just got crazier as we were talking. So they're gonna have somebody's gonna get Space Marines are gonna Space Marine. Other factions are gonna get one or two things along with a few bits and bobs. Somebody will get new vehicles, whatever. But they're gonna do some army will get like a big chunk of it refreshed. Cool. What if it's Catratans because they're fighting in the jungle? I mean, and then Tyranids will get the full range refresh because they're the launch army. Okay, and then at the end of this, they're going to add some new army.
Yeah.
Would it be Exodites? Because Exodites could fight in the jungle?
Oh, I'd love to see it. For years I've wanted it, but there's no sign as yet, other than maybe a few of those rumor engine things.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd love to see it, but I don't know.
Well, we can put it in the hashtags now.
Yep. So basically, we're making guesses on Kill Team. We know it's going to be brand new, and I'm sure it'll be something that will appeal to a lot of people because they've been knocking them out of the park with them lately. So
yes, as hard as it is to say, we have less weight behind our words than Valaric.
Right then. Well, that's our predictions for the Warhammer Fest reveals show. We're going to be filming another podcast next week, so we'll talk about some of our reactions to the reveals. And we hope to see you all then. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Bleeding Tree Gaming.
Yes,
especially if
please
you want
do.
to see Skaven Warcry. No,
please like and subscribe. It would be lovely.
Thanks very much for
they
watching.
don't have to like. They can dislike, and it does the same for our metrics. As long as they subscribe, that's the important part.
Yes, do the subscribe thing, please.
But it would be nice if you did enjoy our stuff.
Yes, well, it's kind of out of our hands at this point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe they can leave a comment telling us how to fix it.
With that, then, we've been Bleeding Tree Gaming, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Cheerio.